Hello guys, hope you're doing well. My name is Kitty and this is Kitty Crochets. Well, you're humbly welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I kindly beg of you to subscribe before we go into today's tutorial. And for those who have subscribed, I am so grateful. So in today's tutorial, we are going to look at how to make a crochet one arm sleeved top. And yes, let's start right away. Hope you love the process of making it. We are going to need a measuring tape, and this is going to help us with our measurements. I'm going to need some pair of scissors to help me cut off that excess yarn, and for my yarn I'm going to use Robin. It is 100% acrylic. I am going to be using 2 balls at once to get a stronger strand. For my hook, I love this hook. I am going to use my 3.5mm hooks, and so you are going to measure the full length of your arm. I have already measured mine. It is 20 inches. For the 20 inches, I have measured from my shoulders up to the wrist, and you can as well do the same. After taking the full measurements of your arm, you are now going to measure your wrist, and your wrist is this area here, and mine is 6 inches, so this part can stretch up to 6 inches. So we are going to start by making this part like this one around here, and this is 5 inches, and we are now going to start by making a chain that equates to 5 inches. For our chain, I am going to start by making a slip knot. I bring my yarn around my finger, I then pull it out. I bring my hook right here in the middle and pull this behind yarn. So we already have a slip knot. For a chain, you yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So I'm going to do this up to when I have something that equates to 5 inches. This is my chain, and these are 5 inches without stretching. I am now going to make an extra chain of 1. We are going to be using single crochets, so I am going to come in this next one right here. I yarn over, pull through, I remain with 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I come into the next one, yarn over, pull through, I remain with 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. I come to the very next one, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. So let me place single crochets in each and every chain and come back when I am done with this line. I am at the end of this first line, so I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. We are now going to repeat placing single crochets, but we are now going to be doing it only in the back loop. When you look on top of your single crochet, it has this is the front loop and this is the back loop, so we are going to be placing single crochets only here in the back loop. So I yarn over and pull through, I place there my single crochet, I come into the back loop of the next single crochet, I place there a single crochet. So I'm going to be placing single crochets only in the back loop. Yes, so single crochet even in the next one, I place there a single crochet. Well, I am going to do this, I already told you my wrist is 6 inches. I am going to do this up to when I have lines that can stretch up to 6 inches. Yeah, so this is it, I'm done, and this can stretch up to 6 inches. I'm now going to place single crochets all around from this side up to this side. So I come right here at the start and I place there my single crochet. I come right here and place there a single crochets. So I am going to place single crochets up to the end. I am at the end and I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. So we are now making the upper part. This is the bottom, this is going to be the bottom part, and now we are starting making the upper part of our sleeve. I am now going to start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch. I come, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, I pull through the first 2, again yarn over, pull through the next 2, I chain 1, I yarn over, again in the very same stitch I place there a double crochet, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I chain 1, I yarn over, I come in the very next stitch here, I place there a double crochet, yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I chain 1. In the very same stitch, I again place there a double crochet, over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, I again chain 1. So this is a V stitch. What I am doing is a V stitch, and I'm going to be placing a V stitch in each and every stitch. I come, place there a double crochet in the very same stitch, I chain 1. Let me show it to you for that one last time. I come in this very next one, I place there a V stitch, and this is 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. After that, I chain 1. So well, I'm going to be doing this, and let me come back when I'm at the end of this line. I am done with my first line, and this is what I have right now. So I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. The V stitch has worked as our increase since our sleeve is going to be baggy. So I am going to start by placing a double crochet right here in the very first stitch, this one. So we are now going to change the pattern. Instead of the V stitch, we are now going to be using the mesh stitch. So after placing a double crochet, I am going to chain 2 and come on top of this very next double crochet, and I place there a double crochet. After that, I am going to chain 2 again and come on top of this next double crochet, and I place there a double crochet. I again chain 2 on top of the next double crochet, I place there a double crochet. I again chain 2, and on top of the next double crochet, I place there a double crochet. Yeah, so well, let me do this and come back when I am at the end of this line. I am at the end of a second line, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So we are now going on to our third line, and I'm going to start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch. After that, I am going to chain 2, and after chaining 2, I place a double crochet on top of this very next double crochet. I again chain 2 and place a double crochet on top of this next double crochet. I chain 2 and place a double crochet on top of the next double crochet. So I'm going to do this for a couple of lines. Remember, these were 5 inches. So since my full arm is 20 inches, I am going to do this for 15 inches to make it a total of 5 inches plus, sorry, to make it a total of 20 inches plus these 5 inches. So I'm going to be chaining 2. I'm going to be chaining 2 and placing a double crochet on top of a double crochet. Yeah, so well, let me come back when I am done with my sleeve with a full length of 20 inches. Well, I am done making my sleeve, and this has a total of 20 inches. So I'm going to add it together. I am going to get my hook and come in the very first stitch on this side, and also the very first stitch on this other side. I then attach my yarn. I attach my yarn right here. So I am going to come in the very next stitch and also the very next stitch on this other side. I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop I have on the hook. I am slip stitching. I come into the very next one and the very next one on this other side, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop I have on the hook. I come into the next one, also the next one on this other side, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop I have on the hook. Well, I am slip stitching, yarn over, pull through, I also pull through the loop I have on the hook. You should make sure that these stitches are equal. You come into the next stitches on both sides. Yeah, so well, let me do this and come back when I am done joining the sleeve. You are going to measure from your underarm up to where you would like your top to stop, and I have measured mine already. I am going to use 8 inches, so you can measure yours as well. After that, I am now going to make a chain that is going to equate to 8 inches without stretching. So with a chain, I'm going to start with making a slip knot. I rotate my yarn around my finger and then pull it out. I then bring my hook right here in the middle and pull this behind yarn. So this is a slip knot. So for our chain, I am going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. This is how a chain is made, and I'm going to do this up to when I have something that equates to 8 inches without stretching. Well, this equates to 8 inches, as you can see. So we are going to be using double crochets, and now I am going to chain extra 3. That's 1, 2 and 3. I then yarn over, come in this 4th chain, this one, and place there my very first double crochet. I yarn over and pull through 3 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the first 2. I remain with 2 loops, and then yarn over, pull through those last 2. I then yarn over, come into the very next chain, yarn over and pull through 3 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. I again yarn over, come into the very next chain, 3 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. I again yarn over, come into the next one, yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Yeah, so let me do this, placing double crochets in each and every chain up to when I reach the end of the chain. Well, I have reached the end of my chain. Don't forget to always place a double crochet in this very last one. So I am now going to chain 1 and turn my work. For our top, we are going to be increasing on one side, and then the other side will just be a normal side. So I'm going to yarn over in this very first double crochet, this one. I am going to place there a double crochet. I yarn over, pull through the first 2, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. And since on one side is going to be a side of increase, this is going to be our side of increase, I am going to place 2 double crochets in one stitch. Those are 2, and then come in the next double crochet, place there 1 double crochet in the next one as well, in the next one as well. So I am now going to be placing no more double crochets in each and every stitch up to the end of this line. Well, I am close to the end of this line, so I come in this very last stitch, this one, and I place there my last double crochet. After that, I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. Remember, this is our normal side, a side of no increase at all. So I'm just going to yarn over and come in this very first stitch, and I place there a double crochet. I then place no more double crochets in each and every stitch. Come here, place there a double crochet. Yeah, so let me do this and come back when I am close to the end of this line. Well, I am right here, so I am now going to place 2 double crochets in this very last stitch. The reason as to why I'm doing this, I told you already. One side is going to be a side of increase, and then the other side will be a side of no increase. So I've placed there. On the side of increase, you place 2 double crochets in the very last stitch. After that, you chain 1 and turn your work. Again, since this is a side of increase, I am going to start by placing 2 double crochets in one stitch. This is the second one, and then resume placing 1 double crochet in each and every stitch. On the line of increase, on the side of increase, you start by placing 2 double crochets in that very first chain and end by placing 2 double crochets in one chain as well. So I am now going to place 1 double crochet in each and every stitch, and let me get back to you when I am at the end of this line. I've reached the end of this line, so I'm going to come and place 1 double crochet in this very last stitch. I then chain 1 and turn my work. So since this is a side of no increase, I start by placing 1 double crochet in this very first stitch. I then place 1 double crochet in each and every stitch up to when I reach this side of our increase. Well, I have reached the end, and in this very last stitch I am going to place there 2 double crochets. Don't forget I'm doing that because this is our side of increase. 2 double crochets. After that I chain 1 and then turn my work. I again start the line by placing 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. After that I place 1 double crochet in the next stitch, the next one as well, and the rest of the stitches. Yeah, so this is going to be our pattern. One side is going to be a normal straight side, and then the other side is going to be a side of increase. And on the side of increase, you end the line by placing 2 double crochets in the very last stitch, and then start the line by placing 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. Yeah, so well, you are now going to get your measuring tape again. You are now going to measure the bust of the person you are making the top for, and I've already measured mine. My bust inches are going to be 32 inches, and so I'm going to divide those 32 inches by 2 to get 16 inches. We are going to make the top in halves, and I am going to first make one part that is going to be 16, and then the other one that will still have 16 inches in total. So we are going to make lines following this same pattern. One side must be a straight side, and then the other side must be a side of increase. We are going to do this for something like 14 inches. I am going to make lines like this up to when I have something that can stretch to equate to 14 inches. Remember, my one side is going to be a total of 16, and yes, let's make 14 inches, and when I come back we are then going to change the pattern for the last 2 inches. This is it, and this can stretch up to 14 inches. So we are now going to change the pattern. Hope your work looks like mine. We are now going to change the pattern. For the last 2 inches we are going to stop making the increase on this side. We are just going to make normal lines of double crochets with no increase either on this side or this side. I am going to come in this very first stitch where we've been placing 2 double crochets. I am going to just place there 1 double crochet. I then come to the next stitch. I place there 1 double crochet. To the next one, place there 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet here as well. Yeah, so I am going to be placing 1 double crochet in each and every stitch, and let me come back when I am at the end of this line. I have reached this side, so I'm going to come and place my very last double crochet right here in this very last stitch. After that I'm going to chain 1 and then turn my work. So I am again going to start by placing 1 double crochet in each and every stitch. I start by placing 1 in the very first one. Yeah, so well, I am going to be doing this, placing 1 double crochet in each and every stitch. Even when I reach this side where I've been making increases, I am just going to place 1 double crochet in this very last one like we started this line. So let me do this and come back when I am done with the remaining 2 inches of our top. Now this is it, and as I told you, you make lines of normal double crochets with no increase for the last 2 inches, and hope you can see that where we've not been making increases, it has turned to be straight. And yes, so you are going to do the same thing like with the same measurements, and that will we must have 2 parts. This is one. You're going to do something that looks exactly like this one with the same measurements. And yes, let me get back to you when I am also done making my other part. I am done and I have 2 exact parts. So we are now going to slip stitch, and we are going to start with this side. We are going to slip stitch to add these 2 parts together. So you are going to get your hook and bring it right here in the very first stitch on this side and the very first stitch on this other side. You then get your yarn and attach it to the 2 parts of our top. Yes, so we are going to be slip stitching, and this is going to help us join the two parts together. So I am now going to come in the very first stitch on this, sorry, the very next stitch on this side, and also the very next stitch on this other side. I yarn over, pull through both, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. We are slip stitching. I then come in the very next stitch and also the very next stitch on this other side. I yarn over, pull through both stitches, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. I come into the very next stitch and also the very next stitch on this other side. Yarn over, pull through both stitches and also the loop that I have on the hook. Let me show it to you once again. You come to the very next stitch on this side and also the very next one on this other side. You yarn over, pull through both stitches, and also pull through the loop that you have on the hook. Yeah, so well, I am going to slip stitch up to when I reach the end here, and let me come back when I am done slip stitching on this side. Well, I am done slip stitching this side, and then we are now going to come to this other side of our top. You are going to get your measuring tape and measure the height that you have right here. So get your measuring tape, and yes, so I have 14 inches. We are now going to divide those 14 inches by 2, and when you divide the 14 inches by 2, you get 7 inches. So I am going to measure from the top. Let me just turn my work like this so that you can easily see what I am saying. So when you measure from the top up to where the 7 inches stop, it is right here. So we have now divided this other side into 2, and we are now going to slip stitch from where the 7 inches stop downwards. So if at all you also have, let me say, 16, you can measure and divide your work by 2 to get 8, and then you will slip stitch from 8 downwards. So I am now going to get my yarn and attach it to my top right here. So just like we did with the other side, I am also going to do the same thing on this side. I come in the very next stitch on this side and also the very next one on this other side. I yarn over, pull through both stitches and also the loop that I have on the hook. Come into the next one and also the next one on the other side. Yarn over, pull through both stitches and also the loop that I have on the hook. Yeah, so let me do this slip stitch downwards and get back to you when I am done joining this area as well. Well, I am done slip stitching. So this part that we've left, the 7 inches, are going to act as our armhole. I am now going to turn my work and come on top. So these lines that we made, the lines of the 2 inches that we made of no increase, we are going to slip stitch up to those 2 inches. So I am going to come right here as well, and in the very first one on this other side. For the upper part, you are going to slip stitch up to where you started the lines of no increase, those last 2 inches that we made. So I come right here and then attach my yarn. After attaching my yarn, I am again going to repeat slip stitching. So I come right here and also here on this other side. I yarn over, pull through both stitches, and also I come right here and also the very next stitch on the other side. Yarn over and pull through, also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. Come here and then on the other side in the very next stitch I slip stitch, come in the next one and also the next one on the other side and slip stitch. Let me do this up to where I started making the no increases from. Well, this is it. I'm also done slip stitching on that at the top, and you slip stitch for only those lines that you had, those straight lines you had at the top. So now we are going to come and so now I am going to come right here and attach my yarn. I come and attach my yarn right here. After attaching my yarn, I am going to turn my work. So I am going to place lines of double crochets all around this downer part. I come right here where I've attached my yarn from. I place there my very first double crochet. I come in the next stitch, place there a double crochet, come right here, place there a double crochet, come here, place there a double crochet. Yeah, so let me place double crochets all around this downer part and get back to you when I am at the end. I've reached the end, so I am now going to come on top of this very first double crochet that I made, this one, and I slip stitch and over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I am going to chain one and then turn my work. So after turning my work, we are now going to make lines of front and back post. So I am going to yarn over and come. We are going to start by making a front post. I am going to come behind this very first double crochet and I pull it from in front. I yarn over and pull through. I yarn over, pull through the first two, yarn over, pull through the next two. I make a double crochet. I then yarn over. This has been a front post. The next one is going to be a back post. So I come and pull this next double crochet from behind and place there a double crochet. That has been a back post. After a back post, I then make a front post. For a front post, I pull my double crochet from in front and place there a double crochet like this, and then the next one should be a back post, and for a back post I pull it from behind and place there a double crochet. I then come make a back post, a front post, sorry, a front post. I pull it from in front and place there a double crochet. The next one should be a back post where I pull my double crochet from behind and place there a double crochet. I then come this one, a front post, I pull it from in front and place there a double crochet. For a back post, I pull it from behind and place there a double crochet. Yeah, well, let me do this and get back to you when I am done with this line. If you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and don't leave here without subscribing if at all you've not yet subscribed. I have reached the end of this line, so I'm going to come on top of this very first front post that I made and I slip stitch. After that, I chain one and turn my work. So after turning my work, we are now going to make one more line of a front and back post. So I'm going to yarn over. So where there has been a front post, we are still going to be placed there a front post and a back post. We are going to place there a back post. So since this is a front post, we are going to still make it a front post. And don't forget, a front post, you pull it from in front and place there your double crochet. You then come, the next one is a back post, you still pull it from behind and place there a back post. The next one is a front post, you pull it from in front. This line is going to be easier because where you see a front post, it can easily show that this is a front post, and where you see it, you're just going to still be placing there a front post. And for a back post, you'll just still place it, pull it from behind and place there your double crochet, which will become a back post. So for a front post, I place there a front post, and a back post, I still pull it from behind and place there my back post. Yeah, so let me do this and get back to you when I am done. Well, I am done with my last line. I've chained one and then cut off my yarn. So I've even turned my work to the right. I was crocheting from this side, so I've now turned it to the right. Yeah, so this is what we have right now. And so now we are going to put single crochets all around this top area. I am going to come right here, and I attach my yarn. I get my yarn and attach it. And as I've told you, we are going to be placing single crochets all around. So right here where I have attached my yarn, I am going to bring my hook right here in the very same space. I yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through both the loops. I then come right here. I yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both the loops. I am making a single crochet. I then come right here, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through both the 2 loops. I then come here in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the loop, yarn over, sorry, on the hook, yarn over, pull through both the loops. Come to the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both the loops. Yeah, so well, I am going to do this all around this upper area, and let me get back to you when I am done with my single crochets. Well, I have reached the end, so I am going to come on top of this very first single crochet that I made, and I slip stitch. After that, I'm going to chain 1 and then get my pair of scissors and cut off the excess yarn. Yeah, so we are now almost done, and the only remaining part is putting our sleeve to the top. I am now going to come right here in the middle and attach my yarn. I come and attach my yarn. So I then bring my sleeve. I look for the middle part, which is this one. So I am going to come right here where I have attached my yarn from, and also on this middle part, this one on the sleeve, and then place there a single crochet. I yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through both the 2 loops. I then come in the very next stitch, and so we are going for the sleeve. We are only going to be considering the top of these double crochets. So I come in the very next stitch, and then on top of the very next double crochet, and I place there a single crochet. I come right in the very next stitch, and also on the top of the very next double crochet, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through. I place there a single crochet, come in the very next stitch, and also on top of the very next double crochet, and I place there a single crochet, come to the next one, and also on top of the very next double crochet, and I place there a double crochet. Yeah, so this is how we are going to add our sleeve to the top. Come in the very next one, and on top of the very next double crochet, and I place there a single crochet. Yeah, so this has been our tutorial. This is it. This is our last part, adding our sleeve to the top, and I hope you've loved the process of making it. So you can give this video a thumbs up and leave your comment as well, and if at all you've not yet subscribed, I kindly beg of you to subscribe here. So let me do this. Add my sleeve to the top. Just come in the very next stitch, and also the very next top of the double crochet, and you make a single crochet here. So let me come back to you to finally show you how our top looks like. Thank you very much for watching. This is how finally our top looks like. Thank you very much for watching. You can leave your comment and like as well. Don't leave here without subscribing. Yeah, let's meet again in my next tutorial. Stay blessed.